Okay, once we are done with the solving the compressor problem, we will go and do a device check, the whole device check for the ventilator. And now you can see that the oxygen pressure is also 5.9 bar, 5.9 bar, which is very good. And the air pressure is also 5.17 bar, and the air pressure is being provided by the compressor. The air pressure is being provided by the compressor, as you can see. But the oxygen pressure is being provided. White color tube is oxygen and black and white is air, and the oxygen is being provided by the central gas supply. And along with this, we would have to clean the filters. You can see that it is dirty, so we would have to pull out and clean the filter once in a while. So that will do. And even in the compressor, the air inlet filter, this is the air inlet filter, we would have to take it out and clean it once in a while. So this is also our job. Yeah, good. And now we will start the pre-use check, not the pre-use check, the device check. The device check. Wait, slowly. Now, check, device check. Okay, start the check. Okay, now we just need to follow the procedures. It says check correct position of the exhalation valve, and this is the white color part is the exhalation valve, and it is positioned properly, and this is a lock, and it is locked properly in the lock. So we just need to test this. Okay, it is locked properly in the lock, and this is the flow sensor. The next question will be whether the flow sensor is connected properly. So this is how you remove, and this is how you connect the flow sensor. So it says check correct position of the exhalation valve, and we give OK. And next it has connect the test line to eyepiece. Okay, instead of eyepiece, we will just cheat the machine by connecting it to a closing plug. Okay, now we give yes, and now it is testing. And now let us wait. Check correct position of the flow sensor. We already checked the position of the flow sensor, so we'll give yes. Is humidifier ready to use? Yes. Patient hose is correctly connected. This is the patient hose. We have connected one to the inspiratory side and the other to the expiratory side. We have connected the inspiratory and expiratory side. So the patient hose is connected properly. So we will give yes to that question also. Connect the test line to the eyepiece. Okay, we already connected, yes. Connect the air supply, disconnect the oxygen supply. So it says connect the air supply, which means, wait, one by one. Turn on the compressor. Now we have connected the air supply. Disconnect the oxygen supply. Okay. So now it is waiting for the response. Now the check is active. Now it says connect the oxygen supply. Connect the oxygen supply and disconnect the air supply. For disconnecting, we will turn off the compressor. So it's waiting for the response. It takes little time to understand that we have connected the oxygen supply and removed the air supply. Okay, it has understood that we have removed the air supply. Now it says connect the air and oxygen supply, and oxygen supply already we have connected. Air, just turn on the compressor. Turn on the compressor. Okay. Audible alarm sound check. Do you hear the audible sound? Yes. Yes. Flow calibration. It is doing flow calibration. Flow calibration failed. Let me check what is wrong with the flow sensor. Okay, the flow sensor is defective. Inside this flow sensor, can you hold it? Inside this flow sensor there is two filaments, and if you observe clearly, only one of the filament is intact and the other filament is disconnected. So we'll take the flow sensor from there. So it is doing O2 calibration. O2 calibration passed. Okay, so here when you see the test, acceleration valve flow sensor test failed, flow sensor calibration failed. So 3 tests have failed, remaining tests have passed. So I will connect this. Okay, I have connected the new flow sensor here. Now we will repeat the tests which are failed. Only the tests that failed are being repeated. Okay, check the correct position of the exhalation valve. Yes. Connect test line. Yes. Correct position of the flow sensor. Yes. So these two tests passed. These two tests have passed which failed previously, and even the calibration of the flow sensor is passed. So all the tests passed, and the CO2 sensor is not passed because the CO2 sensor is an optional feature. It's an optional feature to measure the end tidal carbon dioxide. So the CO2 is not being connected, and temperature sensor can also be connected. Air temperature and the CO2 end tidal carbon dioxide sensors is removed. That's the reason why these two tests are skipped. Otherwise all the other tests are passed. So it says selected checks successful. Out of the device check, most of the checks are successful. And it says when we did the test, it's 10/4/2019, 1:21 we have completed the test. Okay.